Hi, this is Jane Celia, Bethesda Star, filming live from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And that was my daughter's cat, Moon, you just saw going by. I'm here to teach you lesson number 2 in shamanism. It's actually very simple. One is called the Shamanic State of Consciousness. I believe that term was coined by Dr. Michel Harner, who was an anthropologist for, I think, Berkeley and Yale. He did studies for the National Geographic in South America with the Honobo and Juvero tribes. Actually studied worldwide, and he came up with that term, shamanic state of consciousness, which describes the consciousness of a shaman when they're journeying into alternative realities. So it's actually really simple. It's not esoteric. What it basically is you're moving your brain from beta to theta. That's it. That's a shamanic state of consciousness. And that's why I say being a shaman is only an expanded sense of being human. All of these powers and more that I'm going to describe is innate in all humans. It's just been repressed, oppressed, and at times obliterated at certain points in the earth, all over this world. At certain points, there's evidence of shamans. So we all have shamanic lineage, which basically means we all have a lineage to superpowers, which isn't super in the sense of unnatural. It's who we are as humans. It's our God-given right. So back to shamanic state of consciousness. It is moving the brain from beta to theta. Science has proved that a theta consciousness opens us up to creativity, music, dreams, all the activities in our life that expand our consciousness, expand our thinking. So how do you get to a theta state of consciousness that a shaman needs to journey into middle world, upper world, lower world, to meet with power animals, to meet with spirit guides, to meet with ascended masters? Well, in 90% of the shamanic cultures around the world, they use a drum beat, a rattle, dance, clapping. They do not use sacred herbs such as ayahuasca, peyote, mushroom. Those are just a small percentage of, at least that was reported by Michel Harner in his worldwide studies, and that's what I concluded in my master's thesis on shamanism when I did a literary review. It's very few shamans that use ayahuasca, and it's usually, the sacred herbs, and it's usually for special ceremony. When you think about it, they're hard to get. Sometimes it can be a long trek. They're not readily available all the time. Although in the Southwest here, the Native Americans have what is called peyote churches, and it's very organized and readily available in those circles. So the majority of shamans around the world use, as I said, drumbeat, rattle. I have one here. To move your consciousness from theta, which is your waking consciousness, to theta. It's a slow, that's all it is. What I use, and most shamans I know use to reach a theta state, i.e. shamanic state of consciousness, is a drum beat. And I believe it is 30 to 40 beats per minute that puts the brain into theta. That's it. It's a normal part of human activity to be a shaman and to go into a shamanic state of consciousness. And they've said that the shamanic state of consciousness and the drumbeat that reaches you into theta exactly duplicates the heartbeat of Mother Earth. In other words, when you're close to the heartbeat of Mother Earth and you're duplicating it, there's magic. because that's when your brain just switches channel, and you're completely in control of it. And for me now, I only have to hear a few beats and I go into Theta because I've been doing it for 25 years. So to reach a shamanic state of consciousness, you're shifting into Theta, which can be achieved with the monotonous drum beat that duplicates the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Mother Earth opens up magic. So before I go into the second topic I'm going to teach you about is middle world journeying. Before I do that, I'm going to call in all the loving and compassionate spirit guides and power animals. And you do this it's 4 beats 4 times. That's a signal, universal signal to the power animals and spirit guides. Because I'm not in a bit of a theta, I can see my spirit guides arriving. I can see lion, jaguar. So the second concept I was going to teach was middle world. There's 3 worlds that primarily that shamans journey in. And it's lower world, middle world, and upper world. I will talk about lower world and upper world in the next video. I'm going to talk about middle world today. Middle world is also a really simple concept. Nothing esoteric, nothing otherworldly. Shamanism is ancient. There's evidence, Paleolithic and archaeological evidence going back 60 to 100,000 years. This is not New Age. This is old as humanity. It's because it's part of being human. So middle world is the world we're in right now, except the unseen part. So if you were another shaman journeying to do a healing on me, you would go through middle world and you would see my spirit. The flowers are in middle world. They're spirits. The plant flower devas are in middle world, but they're in the unseen. The tree spirits, the trees are in middle world. Their spirits are also in middle world, but it's the unseen part of middle world. I'm not sure if you saw what you saw. Maybe a tree. This is my backyard. I tried to film in the mountains, but it was so windy. I didn't get a good recording. So the spirits of water, fire, air, and earth are middle world spirits. Fairies, gnomes, leprechauns, brownies are middle world. All of us, every single human in middle world, their spirit is in middle world. At least most of it, unless they've had a lot of soul loss and their soul has fled to places they feel more comfortable or they're stuck. Middle world is more complicated than upper and lower world. You actually have to be more experienced to travel in middle world because, like humanity, there's a big mixture. So in middle world, the unseen, there is a big mixture. There is good spirits and bad spirits. There are demons in middle world. There are lost souls in middle world. This is where you'll find all of the ghosts, so-called ghosts. They are in middle world. Shamans do a lot of work in middle world. They do what's called psychopumping. It's helping lost spirits cross over to the other realm. They do soul retrieval in middle world because generally if you have a soul loss, And a soul loss, from a shamanic point of view, is anything that causes you to lose a piece of your soul. It could be a car accident, a divorce, a teacher screaming at you when you're little, losing a job, of course, losing anyone you love. All kinds of abuse. War will cause soul loss. And it's basically a piece of your soul moving out of your body as an adaptive survival strategy. To try to survive, it goes somewhere else to heal. Over time, though, too much soul loss and you become lost. You need your soul to navigate through life in a successful way. You can't. Everybody has to be home. All your soul pieces. So soul retrieval is done in middle world. Depossession is done in middle world. It's the most complicated. It's very exciting. You can journey to fields of lavender and speak to the spirits of the plants. You can travel to mountains and speak to the spirit through the journey process, which I haven't taught yet. It's here. It's everything you see, but the spirit of it is in middle world. And I'm going to get into shamanic journeying pretty soon, but I'm going to cover lower world and upper world first. I've already described a shamanic state of consciousness, and I believe Michel Harner coined that term, but it's basically just a theta brainwave consciousness. That's how simple it is. I'm trying to get across to people that shamanism isn't this big esoteric thing. It's being human. It's being close to the earth. Just being close to the earth is healing. That's shamanic. Being next to a tree is shamanic. And I believe that it's the spirits of the trees and the flowers and the mountains and the rivers that are going to help us heal the planet now that is suffering from an invasion of a non-human species, and it has been in this state for thousands and thousands of years. But I'm trying to get people to claim their true human power, all of it, so we can work together to heal the energy field of the earth. So, middle world is also the stars and the planets, the sun, the moon. Claude Poncelet was a Belgian physicist I worked with in Santa Fe, and with him we journeyed to the moon, to the stars, to the planets. Our souls did, and that we went to ask for healing advice for the planet. You know, how can we help? What can we do? We even journeyed to the black hole. We journeyed to the Big Bang, the creation. This is just being human. There's nothing special about this, except for being human is spectacular. It is being God incarnate. So all the planets, the stars, the moon are part of middle world. So if we were going to do a journey, and towards the end of this series, you will be journeying with me, and we are going to journey to the moon, we would be in middle world still. Even though it seems in distance far, it is still on the same vibrational frequency as Earth. So I've covered Theta, which is the shamanic state of consciousness, which we will achieve with the drum beat, the monotonous drum beat that duplicates the heartbeat of Mother Earth. You'll be hearing me do this more and more as we progress and you learn more. And I talked to you about middle world. That it is everything you can see with your eyes except for the physical reality of it. It is the spiritual. When you're talking about journeying through middle world, you're journeying through everything you can see here except for the spiritual side of it. The other two primary locations that shamans journey is upper world and lower world. So I think that's all I'm going to cover in this one. Theta state of consciousness, i.e. shamanic state of consciousness, and middle world, one of the three locations that the shaman healers travel to receive information, to give healing, and to provide hope and direction to the villagers. At least that's what they used to do. The ancient shamans used to travel through middle world to talk to the animals to find out where there was food. And in that case, it was where there was herds, where there was animals, and they would receive direction. So years ago it was very basic. The shamans would bring food even, and now it's a lot of spiritual help. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. These are, I feel like, very important videos. I feel like we're going to take back the earth by becoming fully empowered humans through shamanism. Lots of love.